That is wide. And Gauff into a second semi-final here in Dubai. That was a very, very solid performance from the third seed. She came into...
I'm sitting in complete startled stillness in my studio. And to be honest, I don't even know where to start, since the events that transpired on center court have totally destroyed all of our expectations, tactical models, and narratives that we have developed over the past 48 hours. I'm looking at the official Raw post-match statistical datasheet from the Coco Gauff and Alexandra Eala quarterfinal, and I'm having a hard time processing the amount of athletic violence that was just inflicted on a tennis court. So, please pull up a chair, put on your phones, don't interrupt, and just listen to me for a moment. We spoke about how this was going to be a brutal, epic baseline carnage for the past 2 days. We discussed how Coco Gauff's ideal tactical nemesis was Alexandra Eala. We looked at the data. We all buckled up for what was meant to be the tournament's bout after examining the patterns, but Coco Gauff strolled out of the tunnel, stared the sport's hottest emerging star in the eye, and completely annihilated her. Right now, I'm going to explain how an American superstar just gave the most horrifying reality check in recent tennis history, so you should entirely dismiss any highlight video you watched on social media. I must address the two extremely fervent fan bases that make this contest the most anticipated quarterfinal of the year before delving into the complete carnage that is this stat sheet. I have to speak with the AA troops as well as the Coco Gauff admirers. Fans of Coco, you have every right to celebrate today with a victory lap. You have been standing up for your Grand Slam winner in the face of several criticisms of her serve, questions about her forehand, and rumors that she was weak. Today, she incinerated the detractors rather than merely silencing them. She demonstrated why she is this generation's top predator. And I am fully aware of how painful this is for the Eala soldiers. I am aware that you are all sitting there in complete shock as you gaze at the 662 scoreline. It is a huge, really bitter pill to chew to watch this amazing young talent get run off the field like this after you put your heart and soul into supporting her. However, I want you to know that Alexandra Eala's journey is far from over. She will never learn a more important, yet difficult, lesson in her professional life than this one. She recently learned the precise definition of the sport's absolute ceiling. She also discovered what occurs when a generational athletic aberration collides head-on with your greatest tactical strength.
From the third seed, she came into a cauldron of an atmosphere here with the crowd behind Eala, but she kept them quiet, winning the first 10 games. Yes, there was a little wobble as Eala attempted to come back.
Let's thoroughly demolish the delusion of what transpired outside and examine the match's harsh, indisputable mathematics. Since we praised Alexandra Eala's amazing baseline IQ and her ability to win games without using free points all week, we must begin by examining her side of the stat sheet. That very tactic was revealed today in the most brutal manner imaginable. Examine Eala's statistics for her first serve. Of her initial serves, she hit a very respectable 61% into the box. She thrives on protracted rallies, and in her past games, just getting the ball in play was enough to get them going. However, take a look at her victory percentage from her first serve today. 32%. I need you to give that figure a lot of thought. Her first serve was 32%. That is a disastrous failure in terms of mathematics. This indicates that Alexandra Eala lost the point around 70% of the time she used her main weapon. How on earth can that occur? It occurs because Coco Gauff handled the serve as a short mid-court practice ball after realizing it had no venom to harm her. Before the young star had even completed her service motion, Coco was virtually strangling Eala by moving so deep inside the baseline on the return. Eala had no chance of backing Coco off the line because she didn't smash a single ace during this match. From the first blow, Coco was reading the throw, making huge, forceful cuts, and totally taking over the point. And what occurs when a Grand Slam winner completely destroys your first serve? When it comes to your second serve, the pressure becomes unbearably intense. Eala had an incredible 74% victory percentage on her second serve in the previous round. That figure fell to 40% today in contrast to Coco Gauff's scary quickness and defensive covering. When Eala struck her second serve, she was frightened. She was aware that Coco would tear a winner down the line if she floated it even an inch too high. Coco Gauff just wouldn't allow Eala to create any kind of rhythm, so the baseline dominance she was depending on vanished entirely. Eala was always rushing, always on the defense, and always making shots on the dead run. Throughout the entire game, Eala was only able to win 19 receiving points. She was totally overpowered by the American superstar's pure physicality on the other side of the net and was unable to exert any consistent pressure. The most bizarre and horrifying aspect of this whole statistical breakdown, however, is right here. And for that reason, the remainder of the WTA circuit must be sincerely and seriously worried. We must discuss Coco Gauff's mechanics since, while aggressively battling her own serve motion, the American performed a masterclass. One of the most dangerous young talents was absolutely blown off the court as Coco Gauff won this quarterfinal 6-0 6-2. She hit 8 double faults while doing it. In a match that lasted only 14 games, there were 8 double faults. Eala only made 1 hit. Coco's free points continued to drain. She missed over half of her initial deliveries, as seen by her first serve rate of just 55%. Giving up 8 free points and having trouble finding the box will always lead to a chaotic, convoluted 3-set dogfight in any regular world versus any normal opponent. Coco Gauff, however, is not typical. She is an entirely distinct kind of athlete. How can you give a 6-0-62 bagel and breadstick after 8 double faults? You achieve this by acting like a cold-blooded sociopath on every point that falls inside the lines. Coco Gauff won an incredible 74% of those points when she did manage to land her first serve. She won 64% of the points when she had to hit her second serve. By making sure that she was the absolute ruler of the baseline anytime the ball was in play, she totally concealed her technical imperfections. Eala was totally immobilized when she struck the ball with such tremendous weight and rapid speed. In this match, Coco scored 55 points overall, whereas Eala only managed 33. That is a huge, utterly unbalanced difference of plus 22 points. Coco wasn't only depending on serving bombs, as seen by the one ace she struck. She was essentially outclassing, out-hitting, and outplaying Eala from the back of the court in order to win this match. You simply need to glance at the momentum statistics tucked away at the bottom of the datasheet if you want the most tangible evidence of how completely Coco Gauff crushed Alexander Eala's soul today. Examine the most games won in a row. This figure really caused me to drop my pen. Coco Gauff went on a tear and won 10 games in a row. 10 consecutive games. I want you to clearly see the psychological damage that would result from being Alexander Eala in that situation. For the most important match of your life, you enter center court. The audience is humming. You lose the first set of 6-0 because of the extremely high expectations. You sit in your chair and attempt to get your bearings. You convince yourself that it's a new set, but you lose the second set right away. 10 games in a row were lost. That goes beyond simply losing a game of tennis. That is going through a whole and total psychological ordeal. This means that she spent over an hour standing on the court, frantically attempting every trick in her toolbox, staring at her coach with tears in her eyes, and discovering no solutions to the puzzle that is Coco Gauff. Coco could not be played at all. Eala could only win 2 straight games, which indicates that she was only able to pull together 2 serves at the conclusion of the match, when Coco had already emotionally checked out and was only waiting to shake hands. On the important aspects, we also need to discuss Coco Gauff's utter brutality. In tennis, every decision is made on the fringes. When the audience stops breathing and the pressure becomes unbearable, a decision is made. On Eala's serve, Coco Gauff created 9 breakpoint opportunities, 6 of which she converted. A killer is defined by a 66% conversion rate on breakpoints. Coco smashed a sledgehammer right through Eala's armor when she noticed a slight fracture in it. On the other hand, Coco gifted Eala 2 breakpoint chances due to her own double faults, but Eala only converted one of them. Because of the Americans' extremely scary defensive covering, Eala was unable to capitalize even when Coco gave her an opportunity. Eala won 2 games overall, while Coco Gauff won 12. Eala received 19 receiving points, while she received 26. Eala received 14 service points, while she received 29. Coco Gauff was far better than anyone in every quantifiable category and aspect of the tennis game. This game makes it clear to me, and to all professional tour analysts, coaches, and players, that Coco Gauff is functioning on an entirely separate plane of reality. She just demonstrated that she can completely destroy a highly regarded, exceptionally bright emerging star without even needing her a game. She is capable of delivering a 662 thrashing even if she struggles with her toss, commits 8 double faults, and serves at 55%. For the remainder of the draw, that is a terrible possibility. It implies that you can't simply count on Coco Gauff making errors if you want to defeat her. You must aggressively enter the court, hit clean winners past the sport's quickest woman, and maintain your form for 2 hours in a row. Coco practically laughed at A's attempt to play her typical grueling tactical game. Eala's tennis IQ was totally overwhelmed by Coco's raw strength and athletic intimidation. This journey home will be extremely silent and lengthy for Alexandra Eala. However, she must review this statistics sheet. It is important that she utilize the 32% first serve victory percentage as motivation. She discovered today that she urgently has to create a weapon that can win her free points if she is to become a Grand Slam champion and regularly play against the WTA Tour's most talented monsters. She cannot count on out-grinding players like Coco Gauff because they are not scared by lengthy rallies and do not become weary. Eala requires an ace. She requires a strong, unreturnable first serve since she will experience the same bloodbath if she faces a top athlete again who has 0 aces and a 32% first serve victory percentage. I'd want to know exactly what's on your minds at the moment. The comment section needs to blow up. How immensely satisfying is it for Coco supporters to witness her completely destroy the hype train and quiet all the skeptics with a 10-aim winning streak? Do you believe she will be able to maintain this momentum till she wins the trophy? Or are you still anxious about the semi-finals because of those 8 double faults? Additionally, I need the Eala army to be truthful with me. Is this 6-mare-62 reality check discouraging to you? Or do you think that a young star with an exceptionally bright future has to endure this developing pain? When Eala returns to the practice court, what is the first thing she has to focus on? Please share your honest, unvarnished opinions with me here. You forward this in-depth study through the algorithm. Be sure you click the like button. To ensure you don't miss my upcoming analysis, please subscribe to the channel.